Orlando Health is one of Florida's most comprehensive healthcare networks, providing advanced medical treatments to more than 2 million Central Florida residents and international visitors each year. It possesses the area's only Level 1 trauma center and is a statutory teaching hospital system. It is also Central Florida's 5th largest employer, with nearly 14,000 employees and more than 2,000 affiliated physicians. Since 1918, Orlando Health has been committed to providing the best quality health care possible. Because of this commitment, Orlando Health continually looks for ways to improve all areas of the healthcare process, including the vital technology infrastructure that supports a healthcare network of this size. Just as nurses and doctors provide personal patient care, Orlando Health's Information Technology Division must provide a level of support that is just as important, but less visible.
Yeah, our job is to make sure the caregivers can have the systems and the technology they need to provide care for our patients. Like a lot of industries, we're 7 by 24. However, the critical nature of the information and the data that is used to care for patients means that that information is very timely and has to be provided as real time as possible. So our job is to make sure that data is there when they need it to make critical decisions for patient care.
To ensure caregivers continue to have that important information, Orlando Health recently built a new data center. Because of their experience with their existing data centers, the IT staff knew what would work and what wouldn't.
Something we realized right up front in the project, that a lot of the engineering firms, all the architects had a lot of years of experience building out a data center. However, it was all the build out of a traditional data center. And in the last several years, the technology has changed so much that it's drastically changed the heating and cooling requirements within a facility. What we find in our typical rack today, requires 4 times the power of a rack from 5 years ago.
Knowing that traditional data center designs were not the best choice, the project team spent numerous hours studying and touring other data centers. It was during this discovery phase that Orlando Health was first introduced to Chatsworth Products. By this time, the Orlando Health team had developed a list of criteria that had to be addressed in the data center's design.
The facility that was in here when we first leased the space had been a telecommunications center. So the actual raised floor that was in here, there were 2 issues with it. One, it wasn't high enough off the floor to accommodate our needs, but it also was designed for a telecommunications facility which had a much lighter weight capacity load per square foot. We had to look at the floor-to-ceiling space and take that in consideration. There are overhead beams above the raised ceiling that extend about 2 feet down. So we had to take that in consideration for the airflow as well, and the placement of all the sprinkler heads, the fire alarms, and then balancing that out with all the cable trays and the racks. Some of the big advantages that we've had of having all the cabling and the power overhead is everything's visible, everything is neat, organized, and standardized.
Steve Bournefield, one of Chatsworth's data center consultants, worked with the Orlando Health team designing a data center to meet their specific criteria. CPI provides consulting services that include evaluating current data center challenges and providing conceptual designs for retrofits and new builds.
Steve was able to do a lot of the airflow modeling for us on the AC equipment and looking at the new standard of racks and the heat draw that we're seeing in those racks. I mean, Chatsworth really played an integral part of really designing the facility.
The design that Chatsworth recommended to Orlando Health included CPI's F-Series TeraFrame cabinet with a vertical exhaust duct, which incorporates CPI's passive cooling technology. This method of heat management completely isolates hot exhaust air and channels it into the drop ceiling, where it is returned to the air conditioning unit.
The initial design of this building, for the build out that we did, was 16 units. As you know, that's 16 20-ton units times multiplication of the energy that we'd use would be huge to our organization. So we went ahead and brought it down to the chimney system, able to reduce our units down to 4. It not only saved our floor space, which is very valuable for our computing systems, but we were also able to save the roof space that we need to put for the condensing units.
the facility that we moved from was half the square footage of this data center, and we had the same AC capacity there, and we were consistently running at high temperatures. So we had some of our equipment that we would have heat alarms going off that we actually had to put a spot cooler on one of our storage controllers just to keep it cool enough. So since we've been in this facility, we've got the same cooling capacity, twice the amount of floor space to cool, and we don't have any type of heat issues at all. I mean, the temperature in this room is staying about 10 to 12 degrees cooler than what our other facility was.
This new data center is a key component of Orlando Health's ability to provide critical health care to Florida residents. And as the industry continues to grow, Orlando Health's Information Technology Division must be ready to meet new challenges.
We've got some new initiatives, so when our patients come in the door of our hospital, it's going to be kind of a one-stop shop. Our doctors are going to interview the patient, know what the patient needs, and within a very short amount of time, we move them through the system to get their diagnostics done and hopefully their care done within a very short period of time. These computers are going to be more and more needed in order to be able to tie all those systems together to deliver that type of care to our patients.
Chatsworth Products is proud to have partnered with Orlando Health in this critical project.
It was very rewarding to us because it wasn't like we were a customer to Chatsworth. We're more of a partner with Chatsworth. Chatsworth brought what we needed to the table as we needed it, made the changes. Your personnel were always there for us. We had, it's just normal for a job this big that you are going to have a few bumps in the road. And when you have those bumps in the road and you actually go through and have someone that's your partner, not just a supplier, to help you through that, it makes it a lot easier to get through there and get to our ultimate goal, which is our patient care in our computer room.